now. So I said I'd throw up a run for this car hunt riot, and yeah, my Nismo is actually not fully tuned up. It is missing parts in the top speed category, which kind of hurts a small bit on the San Fransisco course. But yeah, this track is well hard, and not more so because of the track or the car, but the AI at the start of this track have ruined so many runs, and yeah, I've ditched my green screen for this one just because it makes it incredibly hard. I'll explain that afterwards. Um, but yeah, just like try and stay as right as you can at the start here to avoid that taxi. And I've kind of let me escape a small bit. But yeah, you want to make sure you're trying to be into the 200 mph mark for this first portion. Just once you get away from the eye, if they ruin a run for you, like that is just pretty much very hard to get away from. I've had so many just completely ruined straight away by them. But once you do get away from them, it is just a case of like this car is pretty hardy for the most part. Just like it can take up quite a bit of a beating and throwing around the place. It's just like nice open drift here in the inside. I'm trying to refill the nitro. Shockwave. If you can get a shockwave by the time you're going up on that ramp, it can really help. Just yeah, with the acceleration, obviously up the San Fransisco, like huge slope. Definitely need at least the orange nitro. Try and hit that as low as possible so you don't end up going into the wall too much if you can. Down through the tunnel again. Like this car's cruising speed is like with mine it's 204 miles an hour. That's really not a bad speed. The one thing you don't want is like going at the 140 mark at any stage if you go through yeah, footpaths and stuff like that. So it's far more important to have nitro for the yeah, it's far more important to have nitro for the actual regaining of speed from that 140 if you hit a footpath. And yeah, just like right there at the start, you see that taxi getting knocked across. You really have to make sure and swing right as much as possible and just try and get away from those AI, because yeah, they will just end so many decent runs. And once you've escaped from them, that's half the run kind of nailed at that car. Like it is such a tough little thing. 318. Yeah, there's like around 500 or so in the top 5% right now, at least anyway. But yeah, you can see there, like drop the car down, skid out, and still like managed to put in a top 5% run. And again there down the inside, skid by that car on the inside of the track instead of going out and around it. And yeah, it's like it's tough enough to kind of get by on the epic import part side of things. Like I said, I've nothing in the top speed, maxed acceleration, and then I put one into the nitro and one in the handling. So this car is missing 4 epics. Maybe I'll get some luck in the actual rewards, but like I think this car is so cool. Like it's the lowest end of the A-class cars, and I would still take the Nismo over like yeah, a bunch of the other kind of mid-ranged things. It's just so like kind of tough, especially like you see there where it's like coming up onto that ramp before going out onto the docks, just completely messed up, skidded off the thing, bounced on the back wheel, and still was able to like fly out onto the pier. And yeah, like it's a very tough car. And yeah, as long as you're kind of like using the nitro to refill the speed, like I said, if you're ever at 204 miles, or the top speed of this, my one's 204, but if you're ever cruising at that speed, I would not advise using the nitro of this car to kind of go up to the yellow nitro state, especially if you're going to put the car into danger. Just like if you're cruising at that 204 mark, see what you can do with like just putting in a run with that speed, and then yeah, like worry afterwards kind of about, you know, the like getting the extra flair on it. And yeah, I said I was going to just include this on the kind of April Foolsy thing that they've added in here. Last shall be first. Like, these events suck. They sucked last year, and this one actually sucks a bit more. So, like, last year, it was to get like one specific time, or maybe one or two specific times, for an absolute ton of Fenner blueprints. But this one's way, way worse because, like, yeah, you've got these 4 slots in each position. So you've got 4 in the 9,000 region and 4 in the 2,000 region, where you get this mountain of blueprints for the Jesco or for the Rimac C2. Like, the reason these absolutely suck is because of the fact that these cars require a key, and this event doesn't give you a key. So yeah, good luck to the people who get the blueprints for those. That's really amazing. You're gonna have a ton of blueprints and most likely no key. Okay, possibly with the Jesco, like, there is a chance that people would have that. But the C2, it's so unlikely that the people who get those rewards would have the key. I know I don't have it, and like 221 blueprints would be awesome. But say you've got 4 slots down the 9,000 region and 4 slots up here in the 2,000 region, and like that, you're talking about 8 people in the top 10,000. 8 in 10,000 is 1 person in every 1,250 is going to get that reward thing. Oh, except for the top 1 person, who gets 1 blueprint for both. That's cool. These events suck. They kind of remind players as well, like the one last year, especially the fact that this game doesn't have an easy method of braking, which really is kind of like one of those kind of moments where you go, wait, it's nearly impossible to brake in this game. Because yeah, the only way to actually brake in Asphalt 9 Legends is to use what most people refer to as the drift button, and using the drift button while perfectly angling your car straight. The thing is, what you want to do for this race is to finish, if you want to be in the top 2021, that region is 1 minute and 8 seconds. Now, I put in a run or 2 or 3 with that C2, and yeah, so like a 109.007 is currently at 3000 rank, but I was trying to do the math in my head during racing, and that doesn't work out so great. But putting in a 108 time with this car isn't exactly the most difficult. It's going to be the C2 or the Jesco that you're going to use to do that, if you're going to try and run for that. But it is effectively just a lottery system. Like, you're talking about, there's over 20,000 people who've taken part in this event right now, okay? And of those 20,000, 8 are going to get the blueprint and token jackpot. Now, realistically, the tokens are really cool, but what does an event like this achieve? Of the 20,000 people or so that are taking part in this, 8 of them are going to receive rewards. That means that 1 in every 2,500 people will get a blueprint payout for those 2 really rare cars. Now, of those like 8 players who do get the rewards, what are the chances that those have the keys? Like, it's effectively none, especially for the C2. It's possibly higher with the Koenigsegg, but it's still really low. Like, that percentage chance of 1 in 2,500 players having the key, it's just so unlikely. And what does that mean? It means that of the that means that, like, effectively, of the 20,000 players who take part in this, like 19,992 of them are going to come away without a blueprint payout reward thing. So that's a pretty, like, unhappy majority of the player base. of the players who do get the blueprint payout, yeah, what are the chances that they can use them? And it's not just going to be a case of you've got 221 blueprints for a car that you have no key for and no way of actually getting the key for it. It's insane, the fact that the slight people who do win this event won't win the car. And then you have the other possibility, which is the fact that somebody gets lucky and they get 221 blueprints for a Yesco and say they happen to not already have it maxed out. So they're going to get those blueprints. They'll bring the car from 2 stars or 3 stars all the way up to 6 stars. And then what happens? That person who has a key for the Yesco or the C2 is going to be in a high-end club. And that person is going to brag in their high-end club that they just got 200 blueprints for that car. And what's going to happen there is you've got then the 20,000 people who are effectively all annoyed that they didn't get a reward from this. And then you have that top club, every member, bar the one lucky guy who got the blueprints, all annoyed as well because they didn't get it. And now they've got this absolute who got lucky, and he's bragging of, look at my shiny Jesco. And you're just going to piss off everyone. It's insane at a time when the morale of the player base as a whole is pretty much close-ish to rock bottom, I want to say. Why put in an event like this? It's so ill-timed and just ill thought out. And I get the it's funny, you got blueprints you can't use that are cool. So stupid. So stupid. But anyway, yeah, you want to put in a time of about 108 definitely if you want to try and be somewhere around the top 2000. You obviously want to position probably around 50 to 100 spaces above the 2000 and then hope for people to overshoot you in the last 17 hours of this event and hope to fall into those 4 lucky categories there and then the 4 lucky spaces underneath. Now, I just had to give a check as well. If you do actually unlock the blueprint surge reward thing, so the 221 blueprints, because you won't have the key, you actually wouldn't even be able to go into your inventory and trash them, I believe, because the car will remain locked. So yeah, you're just going to have those blueprints sitting inside in your inventory effectively forever and being wasted, which is really, really cool. So yeah, like unless again you've got the key, the car won't technically unlock. So it'll just be a 6-star Yesco or Remix C2 that you've got inside in your garage that you won't be able to make use of because, yeah, like I said, like the blueprints on my Yesco would bring it to 6 stars, but the blueprints on, say, a C2, which doesn't have a key, will bring it to 6 stars, but yeah, obviously not unlock it. Anyway, if you watched this much of my video, I really appreciate it, guys. There's a sub button up there over my head. Give that one a click. There's Indie Roddy up there where I take a look at indie games on the Switch and see if they get to stay in the Switch or get booted outie. And over this side, there's something else that YouTube thinks you like. I really appreciate it, guys. If you click on any of those, give this video a like or leave a comment down below of how amazing you think this hilarious April Fool's joke is. Good luck, guys, and drive safe.